What's up, everybody? So this is going to be the week 23 with the Medtronic 770G. So I was trying to think of something that I can share with you guys about the 770G, something amazing that it's done. It's kind of unique for me without giving you guys too much information on the diet that I'm doing, because I'm going to keep that in a separate series. If you're interested, those videos will start. The purpose of why I was doing the diet is going to be released on the 14th of June, and then every Monday after that will be a weekly update on how the progress is going. I do want to apologize in advance for my future videos. They're probably going to have squeaky toys or barking. I did get a puppy. She is a 9-week-old Siberian Husky. Her name is Shadow, and she's a drama queen. And I'll introduce her. Pick her up. She wants to be camera shy, but she is a little shy around new things. Calm down. But is getting comfortable with us. We've had her for a little over 2 weeks now, and we're getting there. Baby steps. Maybe more Husky videos to come with the Diabetic videos, but just wanted to introduce her to you guys. Because you're going to hear her. I'm sure you're going to hear her in the background. So anyway, let's get started with week 23. Okay, I've been trying to think of what to share with you guys, and I think this is a good explanation of what Medtronic has done with the 770G. A lot of people have been asking, why should I get the 770G? It's basically the same thing as the 670G. Well, that is accurate to an extent. So I want you guys to think of your cell phone. Whatever brand you typically use, I'm an iPhone person, so for the moral of the story, everything's going to be an Apple. But you can think of it as Samsung or whoever else you use. So what Medtronic has done is, if Apple had to get approval from the FDA on their new devices before they're launched, Medtronic has taken the hardware for their new device, the 780G, and they got it approved to operate on an old software version, the 670G. So the FDA approved the hardware for the 780G to be used by customers running software for the 670G. That's what they did with the 770G. So that way they can go ahead and get the newest pump out to users. So when the FDA approves the software for the 780G, it can quickly be rolled out to a large group of people faster through software updates instead of actual manufacturing and shipment of the hardware to customers. So that's kind of what the 770G is. It's the newest hardware running the older software. Now, a lot of you think, well, that's just the same thing as the 670G. That is true. However, this newer hardware is like you've got performance upgrades and stuff like that for it to be able to handle the new software that's coming in the future. So I'm going to look at 2 periods. I'm looking at April, the whole month of this year, 2020, April 1st through April 30th, with the 770G, and I'm comparing that data to November 1st through November 30th with my 670G. When I read off some of these things, you're going to think, wow, that's practically similar. That's because that it is. It's running 670G software on a new hardware. So looking at it, my time in range for both pumps, it was very similar. It's 83% with the 770G and 82% with the 670G. Insulin usage, all of that was about the same. On the 670G, my total daily doses was about 157 units a day. And I got to move you guys over, sorry. And on the 770G, it was 159.6. So they're very similar. With no real change with the user, I can get similar results out of both. But here's the difference that I've noticed personally with the 770G. I'm going to run a report, or this report is from the past 2 weeks. So May 21st through June 3rd, a 14-day look back at what has changed. And it's also comparing the data from May 7th through May 20th. So I got two 14-day periods with the 770G. Let's look at them. So earlier in May with the 770G, I had a time in range of 79%. 18% of that was between 180 and 250, and 3% of that was above a glucose value of 250. I have been doing a diet. I have had a very dramatic change in my overall food consumption, and that's going to change a lot as it refers to as diabetes. So here's the factor that's kind of blowing me away. So we went from 79% time in range to 93% in range over a 2-week period. That's not the kicker, though. Insulin usage, total daily insulin usage went from 153.4 units to 68.7. That's almost a reduction in half. Then, that is over half. Excuse me, my apologies. Just woke up. Then, on top of that, carbs entered per day went from 198 plus or minus 151 to 32 plus or minus 16. I do not believe that my 670G would have handled this transition so quickly, so amazingly as the 770G has. I have not had, I'm looking just to see if it's on here. I have not had any severe lows in doing this transition. Everything, the lowest that I had was on day 2, and my sugar dropped down to 70. I went ahead and treated it just to be on the safe side with a little bit of carb, not many, like 2 or 3 grams, and it came back up to 100 with no problem. I don't think I would have gotten the same results out of my 670G. I just don't believe that would be possible. To me, based on my about 6 months, a little over 6 months of using the 770G, the performance-based aspect of it, it is able to react to higher blood sugars and lower blood sugars faster, meaning that it's either going to ramp up insulin delivery or slow down insulin delivery to try to keep you in range. On top of, it does have a little less alarms. I don't get quite as many alarms because I have my, let me see what the exact term of it's called. I have my auto mode BG alerts turned off. So I believe those are the minimum and maximum insulin delivery alerts. So I have those turned off. So what happens, and this is a problem that I've been having over the past 2 days because I'm using significantly less insulin. So what happens is my pump goes out of auto mode into the safe basal, the gray shield. And if I don't respond by giving the pump a blood sugar value within 2 hours, then it bumps me out of auto mode, which is okay with me. I'm fine with that because I'm not getting the alerts. I just wake up, typically look at my sugar. If I got the gray shield, I know, okay, it wants a blood glucose. I do that, and it automatically hops right back into auto mode. So that's all it is the pump is just trying to make sure that everything is good. If you're constantly having those for highs, that just means that the 770G or the 670G is not going to do an auto correction to correct a high. It's just not going to happen. But that is going to be a feature of the 780G. So if you guys still have 2 years of your warranty left on your 670G and you use an upgrade program to the 770G, then Medtronic's going to use a similar upgrade program to the 780G when the software becomes available. And you could see, if you're a long-term Medtronic fan and, Medtronic user, let me back that up, because a lot of people aren't fans currently. But you get that 780G for that last 2 years, it could be a game changer for you. I've seen a lot between the 6 or 8 different Facebook groups that are diabetes related. Some people love Medtronic and the sensor works great, and those people that the sensor doesn't work great, they like the Dexcom better and it works better. I think it's just a difference in how the two sensors are designed. If you do research on it, the Dexcom sensor, the sensor part that's inside the skin, inserts at an angle, whereas the Medtronic one inserts at a 90-degree angle straight in. So that could be the difference between the two. You know, it's user based. I personally don't have any issues with my Medtronic sensors. I haven't really had any issues with them at all. The problems that I did have were, you know, when you're outside doing yard work or something, you got to be careful, because if you get hot and sweaty and you do too much, in the sensor's in a spot where it's going to have too much motion, it's going to fall off. Like, that's been my problem. But anyway, that's that. That's my 2 cents for week 23. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment down below or a private message on Facebook, and we'll see how things go. I am really interested at sharing all of my diet information with you, but just to help me, I'm kind of keeping those videos separate. So stay tuned towards the 14th of June, and I'll see you guys then. Have a great week.